budget. There's other things such as franchise fees, building and construction permit fees go into it, charge for services such as Board of Adjustments, fines and bonds, which deals with the municipal court, and then also money on interlocal agreements that we have with Castleberry Independent School District and other entities that we do have contracts with. Altogether, also included in the general fund revenues is your sanitation residential income. The residential sanitation rate this year will not be increased. The commercial will be based off of a 4% increase that the commercial will have in our new contract. All of the revenues, what's also included in the revenues, so I won't forget it, are any grants that we have received from the police, community center, fire department. Also, it involves revenues that we receive from the selling of vehicles under our current program, and any oil and gas royalties. Altogether this year, we come up with $7,866,185 in revenue. Our general expenditures include the city council, which is $29,329. Our legal costs are $61,000 proposed. In municipal court, expenditures are $204,829. Emergency management is $29,900. The city manager is $236,263. This also includes legal publications. That's not all salary. Also, our Tarrant County tax collections, our elections, and the Tarrant Appraisal District. Our code compliance this year is proposed at $90,185. The fire department is proposed this year at $1,654,094. The police department is proposed at $2,598,359. Animal control is $96,760. In our garage, which does the maintenance, some of the maintenance on our vehicles, is proposed at $86,400 in this budget. Also, we're getting into public works now. Our street department this year is budgeted at $529,720. Our sanitation department is also budgeted at $946,631. Our general administration is budgeted at $602,499. Our park and recreation this year is $118,112. Our inspection department is budgeted, opposed, $72,634. Their building maintenance on city complexes, $117,560. The council approved, which is special projects, also includes our bond payments, is at $272,833. Our community center, our event center, is at $92,728. That gives us a total expenditure of $7,839,826. When you subtract that from the total revenues, we have a budget in the black this year of $26,359. Water and sewer this year is proposed at Their total revenues are $4,742,629. That does not include a water rate increase, but it does include a sewer rate increase, because Fort Worth has passed along a 15% increase in the sewer rates this year. So it does include, we didn't calculate it to be as much as 15%, but it's more like 12%. But it does include a sewer rate increase. Our transfers, which are on our payments for the water improvements at the water plant, are included in this. Total expenditures are $4,741,685. Total revenues are $4,742,629. That gives you a budget in the black of $944. The Economic Development Corporation, which is also another fund that goes into this budget here, is budgeting their revenues at $331,000. Sales tax is up approximately 10% this year than it was last year. Our total expenditures that they're expending are recommending for expenditure are $312,906. That comes to a budget in the black of $18,094. The Crime Control and Prevention District was also voted on by the citizens of River Oaks, and it has total revenues this year, which includes also the half-cent sales tax, is $362,700. Their expenditures that they budgeted were $381,947. That does end up with a budget in the red of $19,247. But they have an account that has $134,000 in the bank, which is more than enough to cover that $19,000 deficit. The next one to be presented is the Stormwater Fund, which is a fund we created in 2012. Its total projected revenues this year are $312,930. They are proposing a drainage fee increase on the normal residential house from $6 to $7, but that has to go before a public hearing before that can be effective. The expenditures are $320,264. That gives you a budget in the red of $7,334. And the last, well, not the last one, but the TERS, which is the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone, is proposing a budget this year of revenues received of $142,270. Their expenditures are $31,716. That leaves a budget in the black of $110,554. This is money that is earmarked for the River Oaks Boulevard. Part of it is for the River Oaks Boulevard corridor improvements that right now is just in the design phase. The animal shelter is a 501c3, and it's proposing a budget of $4,550, and it's donations received. Expenditures are $1,200. That gives you a budget in the black of $3,350. The Community Center Foundation is also a 501c3. They're projecting donations in the amount of $6,000 this year. They are also proposing $6,000 in expenditure toward the food bank primarily, which leaves you a balanced budget. That is a synopsis of all the budgets that are up before the City Council tonight.
Excuse me, ask Martin questions then?
Yes, sir.
For all of y'all out there, you heard what Fort Worth just did to us. For everybody that wants us to go to Fort Worth Water, what they just did to us on the sewer is a good example of why we need to keep our own water.
Well, it's the last 3 years in a row, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, on that, Second, Marvin, you don't have to give me a exact figure, but if EDC hadn't helped